1983. What a year to be alive. Our guest here today is a senior in high school. He's also a returning state champion for the Union County Braves. Like I said in his first video, he was a part of the dynasty before the dynasty, a legend before the legend. Sir, if you would, tell us who you are.
I'm James Smith from Union County, Kentucky.
And in some circles, better known as Jamebo Smith.
Yes.
So how did you acquire the name Jamebo?
I really don't know. I started out growing up, people used to call me Peanut. And then all of a sudden, somebody I think called me Jimbo, and from Jimbo it went to Jamebo.
I got you. Well, it's a unique name. The Union County crowd knows who it is. So I guess when something like that sticks, man, you just got to go with it, right?
Yes, sir.
I understand. Now, I love this part of the discussion that we have with guys that are returning, no matter if it's, as of this filming, this is July 1st, 2025. We've done videos with the most recent state champions that were multiple time, 2 or 3, even 4-timers, all the way back to, I guess, well, Jerry Whalen. I know that name rings a bell with you, but we asked Jerry Whalen. He's our earliest returning state champion that we've got on video with a match. Dean Williams Sr., he was a 1965 and 66 state champion from Seneca. We interviewed him as well, along with his son, who was a state champion in 98, and kind of brought it up. But Jerry's the first one we have with video. And I have to ask, kids, believe it or not, we always didn't used to have Zoom. We always didn't used to have Facebook and Instagram and YouTube and all this kind of stuff. You really didn't know that much about somebody. If you just didn't see them on the news, read about them in the newspaper, or just happened to run into them at a tournament, you really didn't know a whole lot about people. You just didn't see them a whole lot. So as you being a senior, a returning state champion, when you go to tournaments, whether it's an off season, maybe you've done like a freestyle or Greco tournament, or you are just a regular, maybe say weekend tournament during the season, do people know who you are being a returning state champion?
I think in certain parts of the state they did, but other than that, I don't think they really did. Like I said, if I go down to Caldwell County, because we're down here in western part of Kentucky, they knew. But if I go up to northern Kentucky or somewhere like that, Louisville, no, they probably wouldn't have known.
And back in your era, the late 70s, early 80s, how far did Union County travel for a meet? Like, would you go to Lexington, Louisville, northern Kentucky? Where would y'all go to?
I think one of the furthest places we've been is probably down to Cape Girardeau, Missouri, and then I know we went down to parts of Tennessee.
Okay. Well, let me ask it this way: did you in Kentucky? Did you go to Lexington, any Woodford County, northern Kentucky, Louisville, anything like that?
We went to Louisville, but never to Woodford County. If they happen to be in Louisville at the meets or something, we would run into them. But other than that, no, we never went to Woodford County or Connors or any place like that.
Okay, I understand. That's good to know, because nowadays there's so, and I'm glad that it's like this, but there's so many off-season travel teams. You'll get 15, 20 kids from across the state to join up, go to Iowa, Pennsylvania, go to the beach, go to Gatlinburg for a weekend tournament, whatever. And kids know it, they're always texting, they're always, FaceTiming each other, sending each other TikToks, and they probably know more about what their buddy across the state's doing than what mom and dad's doing or what their sister's doing. You know what I mean? That's just the way it is nowadays. I like to, yeah. So coming back as a state champion, 1983, 119 pounds. Of course, you're a senior. Let's talk about your state tournament bracket. You start off with a fall over Chris Jones of Dixie Heights. Of course, Dixie Heights is a Northern Kentucky school, so I can't imagine you saw them too often, right?
No.
Okay. You win a 15-6 decision over Jeff Watts of Harrison County. Jeff would go on to get fourth place, and Harrison County is real close to Lexington. Did you ever see Harrison County?
No.
Okay. You win a pretty close match here, a 5-3 decision over Ron Wagner. Ron would go on to get fifth place, and of course, Boone County is another Northern Kentucky school. So that the reason I ask you about traveling is if you got to see any of the guys that you competed against in the first 3 rounds here. You know what I mean?
Yes. No.
Kentucky's such a big, spread out state, and wrestling even back then was so scattered out. There were different styles of wrestling. They just were. You had your technique style. You had your just dudes that were just, they didn't know what a half Nelson was, but they were strong as bears. You know what I mean? And when you don't see somebody, you don't know what kind of, are they neutral? Are they really good on top? Is this team really good at, are they freestyle in the off season? It can be tricky going into the state tournament, not having any idea what type of person you're wrestling, right?
Oh, yes. Very tricky. Very.
I understand that. Now, I got to ask you about your record here because the bracket has you with a 28-2-1 record. Is that one a tie? Do you remember?
Yes, I think it was. Yes.
Can tell us about how somebody ties in wrestling?
Well, I can't really remember, but back in the days, I think if you went into overtime and then it ended up a tie or something like that, it ended up the score being at the end of the overtime, they let it just be a tie. Because okay. I know I had like that down in Hancock County a while back, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay, now because I saw we've done a few review videos with a tie back in your guys' era, the 80s. And I was just curious about if you remembered what the situation was, but it's no big deal. Now, in the finals this year, you're wrestling Steve Russ from Trinity. Of course, Louisville Trinity. We're not going to tell you the score. We have the face-off, the match, and the medal ceremony. Now, has it been a while since you've seen this match?
I think I have that one too. Like I said, okay. I got those two. Eastern Kentucky.
Good. Well, I'm glad that you have them. I'm glad that you were able to get them before we done the review video here tonight, and it's great that we're finally letting the world see what we've known for a long time. Is we've had great wrestling in Kentucky for a very long time. It's just been hid for far too long. We just didn't have the exposure like we should have, like other sports get. So this is your 4th year being in the finals. You come up a little bit short as a freshman, come up a little bit short as a sophomore. You won it as a junior. So win, lose, I can't imagine there'd be a tie in the state championship match at the state finals. So we're not going to say tie, but win or lose, this is it. You never get to represent Union County again in a wrestling singlet. When you win that semifinals match, they're at Atherton. Do you kind of go off, be by yourself? Do you go back to your hotel room? What do you do?
Yes. Actually, like I said, we went back to the hotels. Usually, like if we make it to the finals or whatever, they usually take us back to the hotel to let us get some rest, and be away from the atmosphere.
Yep.
And then we'll come back, when it's time for the finals.
I mean, a lot of people over the years have said that there's been a lot of guys that live in Louisville, live in Oldham County, whatever, and they would go home and as soon as they won, they get in the vehicle, drive straight home, take a shower, take a hour and a half, 2 hour nap. Mom or
Yeah.
grandma or somebody fix them a big thing of spaghetti, put them back in the
Mm-hmm.
vehicle, get back over there enough time to get a sweat going. So it's good that you were able to do that. You guys in 1983 are a little bit out of the team race. Of course, you come in third place, but you're really Connor wins it in '83. Campbell County comes in second, and of course Union County comes in third. But the team race, I'm sure, was great to win in '80 and '82. But man, this is for you. You know what I mean? This is your shot to be on top of that podium for a second straight year. Do the nerves hit you at any point before, or are you just ready to get out there and wrestle, or what?
Always, every match I think that I've ever been in, I'd get jittery before the matches and stuff. And like I said, it took me to the end of my high school seasons to realize that what I needed to do was listen to some kind of music. I even told my coach that one day, after everything was over and done, I said, I get so nervous. And I said, I just needed to listen to music to calm my nerves. And I suggest that to any wrestler that gets nervous before a match, go out and listen to music. Like they say,
What
music
What was your
calms the
go-to
seven.
song?
I never did ever get to one. And that's what I say. I needed to do that, but I never
Okay,
got around to.
I
Yes.
got you. Well, man, we've talked enough about it. Let's pull it up here. 1983 was also another great year of wrestling. We have a lot of 1983 state champions on the channel. Troy Cole from Connor, Peekaboo Merritt from Hopkinsville. We've done Strawn Nutter's memorial video. Um, David Greathouse from Henry Clay. We've done a lot of guys on here. State championship review videos from '83.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we've talked enough about it. Let's go. Short little handshake. All business.
All business.
Now, do you remember these big, huge lights on the side of the mat this year?
Do I what now?
The big spotlights they have on the side of the mats. Do you remember that?
I remember those. Yeah, I remember those.
I like this singlet too, man. It looks sharp.
Yeah.
All right, so right out of the gate, man, you're coming in like a house of fire, shooting on him.
Like I said, my frame of mind is I got to get that first takedown.
And it sounds like Union County brought the mat maids again this year.
Yeah.
Do you remember who's in your corner this year?
Yeah, like that, Coach Mike Thomas and Freddie Bird.
Okay.
I'm sure Tim was somewhere lagging around too, though.
He does an excellent job right there of not making a big mistake.
Oh, yeah.
The first time I watched this, I was like, oh, he's going to pin him right here, and he done an excellent job not going to his back.
I think Steve was kind of a little bit long guy, you know, and I always had trouble with longer guys, you know. I always liked them short and stocky guys.
Yep. All right, so here on top, was that on purpose right there, cutting him and just going back to your freestyle background?
I think it maybe was to let him up, yeah, and try to, you know, because like I said, I'm steady a takedown person, and more that I thought about it going over the years and stuff, I said I should have wrestled a freestyle match instead of wrestling folk style, you know.
Yeah, you got it, man. You got to do what got you to the big dance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All right, so end of the period there. 2-1, you're up. All right, so on the bottom here.
My objective is to try to get up and away.
Yep. Because you don't want somebody like that throwing legs in on you.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh.
You've done a good job right there not going to your back and getting pinned. You do an excellent job right there capitalizing on that reversal. I mean, that was perfect.
Thank you. Yep, yeah, I knew Tim was somewhere around.
Is that him right there?
That's Loader. The one standing up just now was Loader, but the other side is Tim.
Okay. And you're doing a good job here, staying on top of him, not letting him hit a reversal, not letting him get away on that escape.
Yeah. Trying to lock that leg in there so he can't get it out.
Yup. There's been several times in this match, I think somebody with a little bit maybe less experience or maybe not as strong as you would have gave up a reversal or maybe went to the back. We're out of bounds. You're still in control. There's been, not in this match, but you can see over there in that corner behind you guys, there's that yellow towel. They would stop and have to towel guys off because it was so sweaty. Do you remember it being miserable hot in there?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And a lot of guys that we've done videos with from 83, they were like, I didn't want to stop. My opponent was tired. I didn't need to stop. Let us be sweaty.
Let us be sweaty, yeah. Gives you kind of an edge also.
Yeah. And this is the start of the the third period. For some reason, you had to walk off the mat there. I don't know what you did. Maybe spit or something.
I think I had a little, always go off and spit. My mouth would get real dry.
I understand.
I think I got penalized a few times for that.
I believe that's a very young Gene Washington officiating you right here.
Okay.
Do you know Gene?
If I seen the face, I probably would.
Yeah. And You got that cross-body ride going on, doing an excellent job keeping him broke down. Um, the
Trying to throw a little cross face in there and get a cradle.
Yeah. Now, I have to disagree with Gene on that one because you were locked around that leg trying for that, like, pull that banana split back. He stopped that way too quick, Gene. What are you doing to me? Gotta let him work there, Gene. Even though this was 42 years ago, 43 years ago, whatever it's been. Gotta let him work there, buddy. Do a good job right there. Rolling with him. What, at any point here in this third period, did you think about just cutting him and wrestling him on your feet and not try to give up a reversal or get caught in something?
Yeah, plenty of time. Yeah, like I said, I was always better on the feet.
Yeah,
that's where I felt most comfortable.
I understand. So 44 seconds, you're up, 4-2.
Him telling me let him up.
Yeah. Another thing too about back in the 80s is they had somebody commentating the match, not just like the announcer, but they had somebody like actually like commentating like professional wrestling or boxing or whatever.
Yes,
Ooh, James Smith looks like he's about to go to his back. Oh, he fights out of it. Like, what are we doing? You got that front headlock series going, looks like. Doing a real good job keeping him at bay. And there it is. You win by a final score, 4-2. 2-time state champion, 1982 and 1983. And
hey, you're gonna have me go wanting to get in the tournament, man.
Hey, buddy, we'd love to see you out there. And here's the medal ceremony. Steve Russ getting his state runner-up medal. And here you come to get that state championship medal. And looks like they give you a bracket as well.
Yes.
There you are climbing on top of the podium. So watching that one back, man, how does that one play out the way you remember it as well?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes.
That's good, man, because like I said, I mean, you could tell both of you guys were good, but you were able to, somebody with lesser experience or lesser skill, there were several times would have got caught on their back or not been able to get off the bottom or whatever, but you wrestled just a great game plan, if you will, there in that match. I didn't ask you in your 82 video, but do you still have your 82 and 83 medals?
Yes, I do. Yes.
You'll have to send me photos of them so I can add them in here. Um,
Okay, I'll see the front and back because I
yeah,
think they got
absolutely.
something engraved in the back of them.
Yep. Of course, our buddy Danny Lavelle, he sent me a photo of a team state championship jacket you guys got in '82. It's blue, has like a wrestler on the back of it. It says state champions. Of course, you guys will see a photo of that. The when I guess the the bracket, I guess, will be the next thing. Do you still have it?
Some reason I had them in a storage and they got lost.
Oh my goodness, well, I hate that.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, I hate that myself. Yeah,
yeah.
I tell you what though, I do. I still have copies of all my state tournament brackets. You know, and
Mhm.
like I said, I got them on the wall, and I got the 1983 state champion picture and individual state champion pictures on my wall. I got me a little workout room here,
Okay,
and that's why I put it.
that's awesome, man. You'll have to send me photos so I can add all that stuff in, man. That'd be great to have in the video. So, man, excellent career there at Union County. Like I said, you guys, not just the people that won, but everybody that was a part of the program, coaches, no matter if they were on JV or was on top of the podium, you know, they laid that foundation at Union County, and the the dynasty they have going on now out there is just absolutely phenomenal. The Rainey twins, I believe, are the crown jewel as it is now.
Yeah, yeah,
Going to Oklahoma State, Stephen Little at Arkansas Little Rock, two-time NCAA All-American, of course, Brock Irvin, five-timer. Rest in peace
yeah.
to Bryce Sheffer, a four-timer. Just so many names out there. But there had to be a dynasty before the dynasty, man, and you were a part of it.
Appreciate that. Yes, appreciate it.
So after high school ends for you, do you go on and wrestle in college? What do you do?
Yeah, after high school, my after my senior year, I went to SIU Edwardsville and wrestled there a year. Then I come back, set out a year, and then I went back the following year to wrestle there one more time. You know, yeah.
That's awesome, man. That's great. Um, did you get into coaching after that? Am I right about that?
Yes, I coached 1 years with Coach Dennis Walls. I coached for a year.
That's
At
what
it.
I thought.
Yeah.
Awesome, man. So between the 1982 video and the 1983 video, we've talked a lot, covered a lot of ground. But is there anything specific, man, that we didn't bring up that you want to throw in there? We'd love to. You know, the floor is yours. We'd love to hear it.
Well, I want to just say this. All my wrestling teammates and even the guys now that are out there wrestling, we're like, you know, it's a big family thing. Wrestling is a family sport, and all the people that I wrestled with, their family is part of my family, and I feel like I was a part of their family.
Absolutely, and that's something about the Union County program, man. They have the I think they call it the alumni night, where guys come back and talk to the current team, and they always have a big send off before the state tournament. You know, fire trucks and police cars and all that kind of stuff. So the uh, the the Morgan Field and Sturgis, man, they take it serious out there. You know what I mean? And it shows. Uh,
That's it.
they have a lot to be proud of out there. Um, Earlier tonight, of course, like I said, this is July 1st, 2025. As I want to kind of date ourselves, I put out on my Facebook doing two state championship review videos tonight with a Union County legend. Can you guess who it is? And before I even got it posted, everybody was Jamebo Smith, Jamebo, James Smith, James, like it's got to be Jamebo. And I was like, all right. So there's a few guys that I want to put on. If you're watching this, get up with me. Maurice Brown, holler at me, man. I've got your 1981 video. Brad Hagedorn, 1985, man, holler at me. I'd love to get up with you. Brad Irvin, 1992, I'd love to get up with you. Rudd, I'd love to get up with you from 83. Of course, that was one of your teammates then.
Which one is that? Joe Bob? Joe Bob. I bet it's Joe Bob, huh?
Yeah, Joe Bob. Joe Bob Rudd, holler at me, man. I'd love to get up with you. So Brad Hagedorn, Joe Bob Rudd, Maurice Brown, and Brad Irvin, holler at me. We'd love to, if you somebody watching this can get me in contact with them and get it lined up, we'd love to do it. We can do it on Zoom. Take about 35, 40 minutes. We'd love to get on and get as many Union County guys on the channel we possibly can. So, man, I want to say thank you for doing this. We've been trying to get up with each other now, feels like, for a couple years, and we finally was able to get it lined out and lined up and all that, get all the I's dotted and T's crossed, and here we are. And I know the Braves are going to enjoy getting to see one of their legends represented. And I got one more story to tell you. Is the first Union County guy that we did review video was George King, 2000 state champion, most outstanding, all that, quickest pins, most pins in the least amount of time, the whole shebang. We done his video, right? And we done it there at a hotel in Lexington at a conference room where we were staying for the semi-state wrestling tournament. And at the time, I had the 82 video and the 83 video. And he asked me if what Union County guys I had, and I put on your 1982 match, and you would have thought I gave him the combination of Fort Knox. He was up calling people, taking photos of the screen. You're not going to believe this. I'm watching Jamebo Smith wrestle, man. This is incredible. So I was like, all right, man. And, I was glad that we was able to let George see that, and I knew just by the way he was acting that or going on and stuff that you had a lot of name value in the Union County crowd. So I'm glad that we were able to get it on and let the current wrestlers, the people you wrestled with, people that maybe just passed you after you was gone, maybe heard the stories or seen your name on the board there in the mat room, whatever, that man, you finally get some representation. So I think we've reached a good ending point. Thank you all for watching. We will see you guys and girls on the mats.
Okay, and Alex, like I said, thank you for doing what you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. And someday I hope to see you in person, buddy.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Absolutely. May need to get down to the state tournament one year, man.
Yes.